Shalawam, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere here. And basically, in other news or in local news, right now, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the CBN, that's the Rothschilds data center for Nigeria itself, because you know how the Federal Reserve have different headquarters in different parts of the world. This is some, old, basically the information on how the money system works and economy, and how fiat currency and the currency is ruled by the elites of Esau Edom. You go into the history and the information and conspiracy theories going into the money system, the Federal Reserve, the Jekyll Island. I believe it was the Capitalist Conspiracy by G. Edward Griffin, where he talked about all these things and how the Federal Reserve has set up different headquarters all over the world, where you have your central banks, and they are the ones that print out the fiat currency that different nations use. So the Central Bank of Nigeria, which is the Federal Reserve branch of Nigeria, they have decided impromptu. Okay, and this has been going on since last year. I believe it was October of last year was announced that they would redesign the 1,500 naira and 200 naira notes. And basically all they did was do a palette swap. Well, what I mean by that is that they just changed the color of the notes and they put it out like that. And this is what the new naira notes look like. And if you know about the Nigerian naira, yeah, you would know that all they really did was change the color, because before you had different colors for these notes, but now they decided to change the color for the 200 naira, 500 naira, 1000 naira notes. And this is actually interesting to me, because when I first saw this, I didn't really think too much of it because my spirit didn't really go there. But then something else happened, because I just thought that it was just another, big, just a small brain play by the government to just make a little change before the next election season. So it will seem like, the president that is currently in office is doing something so that people want to re-elect his party back in office. But then this information came out and it's been noised about very much recently, to the point I even got a text message from the Central Bank of Nigeria talking about how before January 31st of 2023, which is the end of this month, that I should return, all old naira notes, all the old money back to the banks. I should give all that old money back to the banks, or rather exchange the money back to the banks to the new naira notes. And that actually made me, the spirit jumped on me, and it made me think about the MOTB. Okay, and basically what it is gradualism. It is desensitization, and I use these words a lot when I talk about the MOTB, because Esau Edom, he is aching to release this MOTB and to push it all over the world. But you see, the problem is that, of course, in the major Western countries, it's going to be a breeze to push the MOTB. But what about these third world, countries? It will be more difficult to push the MOTB in these countries. But that doesn't mean that these devils, Esau Edom, the elites of Esau Edom, don't have a plan for it. And if you are still wondering what the MOTB is, or if you have different Israelite camps, because the new big thing now is to tell you that the MOTB is sin, the mark of the beast is sin. But what the mark of the beast actually is the RFID microchip. Because at the end of the day, one of the major qualities of the mark of the beast is the ability to make purchases, to manage purchases, in other words, to buy and sell, transaction, to be able to use the mark of the beast to do transactions. So it will always be linked with buying and selling. In other words, it will be linked with currency. Okay, so whenever you see these central banks, whenever you see economic powerhouses make moves, and the moves look suspicious, they have to be linked in some way, shape, or form to the mark of the beast. So what I believe, what I suspect, and this is just me speaking as a man, is that these deadlines, this redesigning of the naira currency, is an attempt from Esau Edom to see how the people of Nigeria, the people of third world countries will react when this devil announces that okay, all currency is going digital. Submit all your fiat currency into the banks, because right now what we are focusing on is using digital currency. So no more fiat currency, no more paper currency. All transactions are going to be digital. The framework is set up, everything is set up. Let's go. And then after that, because these devils are so cowardly, if it's going to take a little while longer before they now say, all right, all digital currencies are going to be managed by this RFID chip right here. Everybody gets it, whether you like it or not. Take it. First it's going to be, what's what I'm looking for, optional. Or if you can take it, or you can take it if you want. You can take it if you don't want to. It's just going to be something that is there, but it will be easier for you to handle your transactions with the MOTB. Just look at all these adverts we have showing you about how simple, how easy it is to do your transactions with this RFID microchip implanted. It's going to be optional at first, or you can take it if you want. If you don't want to, just leave it. And then eventually, that's when this devil clamps down. Oh, you don't want to take it? Oh, you don't want to take it? Well, then I guess you can go to, or you can save time, because now it is officially a crime not to have an MOTB, not to have the mark of the beast on you, not to have an RFID microchip. So what I am saying is, you are seeing the way, okay, I'm seeing the pattern that Esau Edom is going to use to eventually push and mandate the mark of the beast by using a redesign, quote unquote, of currency. And I also want to say this as well, because you know how Jake has a short attention span, short term memory, and the reason is because of this kingdom. So what I'm going to do is I want to go and get the definition of gradualism, because like I said, short attention span and short term memory as a result of living in Babylon the Great too long. So whenever you use some words, they'll forget all about the words that are being used, assuming that any Nigerians even watch these videos. But I believe they do. The YouTube is very, what's what I'm looking for? What's what I'm looking for? Notorious for hiding views, shadow banning channel videos, making the analytics seem less than they actually are. So I do believe that there are a few Nigerians watching this video through this rate and power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, of course. And this warning goes out to all the people, okay, using Nigeria as a case study and as an example to start preparing, because the time is becoming shorter and shorter, and these devils are getting ready to make their final push. So this is gradualism, the policy of approaching a desired end by gradual stages. That's basically what we're talking about when we say gradualism. And these devils are going step by step, they are moving small, small in order to reach the desired stage of chipping the whole earth. So this is the example of what I'm talking about. Now they are telling Nigerians to go and submit all their old cash in the banks to prepare for because by this deadline, this new currency will no longer the old currency will no longer be used as no longer able to be used for purchases, and only the new redesigned currency will be accepted. And this might not, in a local level, that is between individual to individual, it might not be the case. But when we go to organizations and you go to supermarkets, for example, when you go to these big retail stores, these big production stores, wholesale stores, and so on and so forth, they will keep or obey the orders of the central bank. The banks won't accept the old currency anymore after the January 31st deadline, of course. So now, let me go on. So now, back to the topic, and it's already even starting. And this is the article right here. Supermarkets reject old naira notes as deadline nears. And it reads, some supermarkets have commenced plans to reject old naira notes from customers ahead of January 31st, 2023 deadline given by the Central Bank of Nigeria to phase out old banknotes. Rough and Tumble, an indigenous premium brand for quality children's clothing, shoes, and accessories, has informed its numerous customers through a text message that it will stop accepting old naira notes in 2 days to the deadline. In accordance with the CBN directives, we will no longer accept old naira notes in our stores from 29th January 2023. Thank you for your understanding, the message stated. The CBN and banks have continued to sensitize the members of the public on the need to return their old naira notes to the banks before the deadline. A reminder to the general public that the old series of 200, 500, and 1000 naira notes ceased to be legal tender by January 31st, 2023. You are once again advised to return them to your bank before the deadline, the CBN said in its Twitter handle, adding that the old notes remain legal tender until the deadline of January 31st, 2023. And basically, what it is that the money will no longer be good once the January 31st, 2023 headline hits. And you can see how this is just basically a test, as Esau Edom is doing, in order to see how the people will react when they do the same thing, but with digital currency. When they push digital currency to the forefront in order to even more implement the arrival of the MOTB, because pretty soon, right, you're no longer going to be able to perform purchases, perform transactions with the use of physical cash. Okay, because at the end of the day, just like it was said in the capitalist conspiracy, and I've been quoting them a lot because when it comes to the economy and how the money system is set up, okay, that video really went down, really got down, really broke it down very well. The whole idea is control. Okay, so we'll start from there. We'll get I won't forget to mention this. This is the message right here, and the CBN represents the Central Bank of Nigeria, which, like I said, headquarters for the Federal Reserve here in Nigeria. Don't wait until January 31st, 2023 to deposit your old 200, 500, and 1000 naira banknotes with your bank or agent. Okay, so now back to the scriptures. Like I said, the whole purpose of Esau Edom control, the whole purpose of this MOTB, mark of the beast, is all about control, because these devils want to have the same power as the Most High, and they want to have control over the people on the earth. So what I'll start with is Revelation 13. And I'll start from the 16th verse, of course. Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And this is of course coming very soon. And I'm not saying that, oh well, this new redesign of the naira is the MOTB or anything like that, but rather what I am saying is that it should remind you of the fact that we are inching closer and closer to the MOTB, and it should also remind you of the fact that Esau Edom, the so-called red man that is ruling over the earth, is the devil. Okay, and this is how the devil works. This is how he operates, very, very deceptively. Because even the scriptures talk about that this is the that Esau Edom, that's how does that go again? That the devil came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And I'm trying to think of a good precept to bring out concerning the deceitfulness of Esau Edom. Okay. Oh yeah, I never trust an enemy, but that's a good one. Yeah, but that's not what that's not what you're talking about in these precepts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the book of Thessalonians, the second chapter. So I'll start. Yeah, Second Thessalonians 2 verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And in that time, and the times that we're in right now, it has been revealed. Esau, Edom has been revealed to be the man of sin, to be the son of perdition. Second Thessalonians 2 verse 4. Who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told ye these things? And the point, of course, being that Esau, Edom, the devil, is trying to, take the place of the Most High. He is trying to have the same power as the Most High, okay? In order to create his own kingdom on this side, he wants to put himself in the position of the Most High, where he is in control of all things, because we know that these devils have a severe God complex, okay? Which is why, as I was saying, we know that these devils have a severe God complex, which is why you see, which is why you see that, basically all the things that you are seeing happening on the earth with with Esau Edom's rulership, where he's pushing all of his wickedness, all of his agenda, all of his evil on the earth, and basically that's the angle right there. Where I was thinking about the devil, the deceitfulness of the devil. It comes from that, his wine and his doctrine. And part of Esau Edom's doctrine, part of his wine that he's pushing on the world, right? As he uses to deceive the nations. That's let me get that. Is the MOTB, okay? Revelation 17. All the nations are drunk of our wine, therefore the nations are mad. Let me get that. Here it is. Revelation 17 verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And that great whore is, of course, America, Babylon the Great. So now verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of our fornication. And the fornication that he's talking about right here is the unrighteous dealings, okay? The fornication he's talking about is the unrighteous dealings, the deals, because all the nations of the earth have adopted the ways of Babylon the Great. They have adopted the policies, the laws of America, Babylon the Great, which is against the laws of the Most High. The wine is talking about the doctrines, the beliefs, right? Americanization, as it were. And you can see that, I don't think I need to speak to what exactly are the laws that they have adopted that is so against the Most High. One of the biggest ones right now, the reigning ones right now, is that alphabet alternative lifestyle, right? All these pagan high holy days that were developed by America, right? The um, the system of rulership, democracy, which is of course against the laws of the Most High, especially you Israelite nation, you Israelites out there, okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. But the main point being is that that all the nations have adopted the ways, the doctrines of Babylon the Great, include including when it comes to the MOTB, okay, because eventually all these nations or the governments around the world will push this, will mandate this mark on their people and force their people to receive that mark, as the scriptures say. Whether it's in their right hand, it can be left hand too, okay, but are focusing on the right hand for now, or in their forehead, the neural link technology. That's also another way to work the MOTB. because you can also purchase and make purchases and buy and sell with that Neuralink technology. Because what it's supposed to do is supposed to be a brain modification chip that allows you to interface with technology. Okay, so that means that you can make purchases using your mind, control a computer, a system using your mind, including making purchases. Okay, so we see that all roads in this kingdom right now, especially when you talk about from an economic standpoint, from a buying and selling standpoint, and from the banking, financial, so on and so forth, anything that has to deal with the economy, the state of the economy, it leads to the mark of the beast, okay? And this thing will also be pushed all over the world, mandated all over the world, and that time is coming. So beware, be warned, okay? Because we are coming into those times. And the more time passes, the more news, offhand news that you see that could lead to this mark of the beast. So with that, I'll end the video right there. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashai, Bahasham Racha Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit, I hope you are edified. Shalom.